Hello everyone, today we're going to have a look at a build for the Dominator suit. So I'm using the rocket launcher, the laser assault rifle, and the plasma pistol. So these are the suit modifications I'm using. Increased sprint duration, just lets you sprint for longer. Combat movement speed, lets you move faster while aiming down the sights. I'm actually unconvinced as to whether this is, useful. Enhanced tracking, I think it should be quite helpful because it lets you identify people from a greater distance and faster. Would be particularly helpful in identifying, players from just your standard, AI. Faster shield regen is a must because if the shields are up even at a low percentage, that's quite good protection because it will stop you from taking physical damage. Um, Other kind of mods I thought would be good would be, the damage reduction mod, but it's only quite a minor, damage reduction, like 5% increase pretty much across the board, which isn't that great. I think improved, jump capacity or whatever it's called is also good because it can help you get to places faster, and you can sort of combine it with increased sprint duration to move quite quickly across the map. Night vision could be good. I haven't really seen what it's like fighting against other players in the dark yet. And increased battery capacity could also be good because if you're in like a conflict zone, I do find that I run out of power quite quickly. Although you can't, there is a lot of recharge stations and energy cells across the map, but I still find it quite easy to get caught out. Now my Tormentor, the plasma pistol, is actually kind of built towards killing the the environment PVE. I've got improved stability on it, which is a must for this type of gun. It doesn't matter so much for the laser weapons. A greater range, I think it's quite good. I probably should have went with improved, magazine size, but hey. Now I've got the noise suppressor and the audio masking. That means it's a stealth weapon regardless whether you're inside or outside. So this is my, laser assault rifle, the Athlon or whatever it's called. So I've got faster handling on it, magazine size, and stowed reloading. And I found that the stowed reloading is a very good add-on to have because you can basically fire everything, then just change weapon, and it will reload for you. The magazine size is also important, and the faster handling kind of synergizes well with the stowed reloading. This is my rocket launcher. Look at the damage it does, almost 120. So I've put magazine size on it, which is essential. Faster handling, that helps a little. I probably shouldn't have put the reload speed one on it. I should have put stowed reloading on instead. In fact, I think I will add stowed reloading onto it, and I'll maybe think about perhaps having a build without reload speed. But to be honest, there isn't many that really fit well with the rocket launcher because I suspect putting on, noise suppressors won't help that much. It'll probably just suppress the firing of the rocket. It won't suppress the sound of the explosion. Although I'll probably need to test it to make sure because that would be hilarious if it did. I've found that the rocket launcher is only really effective against players if you catch them by surprise or if you conceal the fact that you fired a rocket at them. Though it does force them to jump into the air, so I suppose in that sense it is very good. Now it does do a lot of damage and it can take out multiple people. See? See, that guy, he couldn't jump away fast enough, so he was within the explosion radius. So that got him good. The main drawback is that if someone's got their shields up, then the damage doesn't, bleed through the shields in any way. So you have to get, rid of the shields to kill them. And I mean, it's okay. A good thing though is like if you've got your shields up, then you can basically run into people and fire it, and you'll survive because you've got your shields up. I mean, you lose your shields, but it's still kind of a good kind of kamikaze thing, which lets you survive. Which I suppose doesn't really make it much of a kamikaze, unfortunately. Or fortunately. See, look at these guys. See, killing two with one. And these are fully, elites, so they're very tanky. If it was the level 1 rocket launcher, then it wouldn't do much, to be fair. So the Athlon, the laser rifle, it's kind of a must-have, I think, against other players. Like you'll see there, like that guy took my shields off really quickly, and then I took his shields off really quickly. And it does fairly good damage as well against armor once it's fully upgraded. I mean, nowhere near as much as the the kinetic weapons, but still. And I've got a really cool skin on it, as you can see. So the stowed reloading is a must, because if you're against players, a lot of it comes down to both of you being in the air shooting at each other, and the stowed reloading, increases your damage output massively. Although the plasma pistols are amazing against PvE, they're often not that good against players because of the slow travel time. I mean, if they're standing still, they do go down quickly, but you know, the travel time, it makes it very difficult to hit someone who kind of knows what they're doing, because they can just move out of the way. I mean, although it's quite boring to say, probably the best weapons at killing other players are just the standard assault rifles, the laser assault rifle and the kinetic assault rifle. I don't think the executioner, the plasma assault rifle, would be very good against players at all because of the slow travel time. I mean, what kind of a sniper rifle has such a slow travel time? I don't think it serves its purpose at all well. Maybe if there was an upgrade to increase the travel time, then that would make it viable. So as you see there, I think I was potentially low in health, but that assault rifle just cut through me when my shields were down. I was also jumping around like a fool. So if you're playing against players, I would suppress the instinct to jump into the air just because it makes you an easy to hit target. Okay, my shuttle got rammed there by another. Well, I mean my dropship got rammed by another one there and flipped over. It's like in games like Quake and Unreal Tournament, when two people are fighting each other, you don't really jump because it just means you're a predictable, target, because you've essentially told them where you're going to be, given that you've got a predictable path. Now, when you're remember always to just focus on the players, right? If there's because there I for some reason thought, oh, I'll just kill this AI and kill the player. Well, you always focus on the player first because you know the AI is basically worthless anyway. I don't think the improved combat speed is a good modification. I've got it on this at the moment. See that guy? See, if you jump in the air, you can just shoot them all the way down. Now I haven't really sorted out my binds. This like you can see that this guy has because he's using all his medical packs to survive. I've just been using the combat wheel. See, it is quite hard to hit with the plasma pistol. I think what would be far more effective is the kinetic pistol with the headshot mod. I think if I had stowed reloading for this rocket launcher, it would be much more effective because you could just go in, fire your rocket, switch weapon. Okay, that guy went flying. And then just switch back. But in some ways, actually, the plasma pistol is potentially quite good against players in some ways, in that you know that you can swap to it and it will be effective if you hit them. Because let's say you've got the Dominator suit, so you can carry 2 primaries and 1 secondary. So, you know, both of your primaries are going to be different, right? Probably either, you know, laser kinetic or laser explosive. And at least if you do have the plasma pistol, at least you know that if you swap to it, it will be effective regardless of whether their shields are up or not. But the travel time does make it pretty bad against other players unless you're point blank. The headshot modifier for the laser weapons isn't very good. I think it's just 1 times. Whereas with the kinetic and plasma, it's quite a bit higher. There is a mod to increase it, but it only increases it by 50%. That being said, I still do have 1 slot open for my Athlon, or whatever it's called, the laser assault rifle. And I'm not sure what to put on it. I think I would either put on range or the headshot modifier or the stability. Although the weapon's already very stable anyway. So it's hard to pick. Could also put an improved range on it as well. But it's hard to say, because if I put the improved range on it, then the stability might become an issue. But again, it's already very stable. A way I could improve the the plasma pistol against players would be to put the improved magazine size, because I've got both silencer mods on it for PvE purposes. Okay, he must have disconnected. There would likely be quite bad connection issues with this because I'm playing it late at night, so I'm probably against people on another continent. Or early in the morning, I should say. I'm low on health, and I don't have any med packs, so I probably shouldn't be challenging a player. Yeah, so had hardly any health and didn't have any med packs. So when you get in that situation, it's always best to just run away and get health. Because once you're dead, who knows what the players are getting up to against the AI. Usually you just see your tickets go down like an elevator to hell. See, look at it. The enemy team there just has 15 remaining, and yet the green ones are just shooting down. That's because I've left a player to their own devices. Right, when the tickets get very close like this, you have to make sure you're the last commander alive. Because then you can just kite the enemies and kill them one by one. Now, when you're playing in solo, I've noticed some weird stuff where basically, even occasions when I've completely controlled the map and prevented the enemy from capping anything, the enemy team still seems to cap points and massively drain your tickets. I'm not sure what's happening there. I'm wondering if there's effectively like an invisible, like as if maybe there's different game sessions melding into one, because that's the only way I can explain it, because I've seen this happen quite a few times. Like what games that should just be total dominations for some reason just going all weird. So as you can see, the enemy team there has got a lot more people remaining, and a player will have respawned. When you are playing against humans, you have to keep track of when they're spawning in, or else they'll just sneak up on you. So, yeah, there's one. So I'm the last one alive, but we know that they don't have any respawn waves coming in, and there isn't any players still alive. So we can just take our time and murder the remaining AI. It's important to kite them, because if they do gang up, it can be a problem, especially with like the executioner and shotguns, because they can catch it off guard. Yeah, like that. I mean, although the AI is incompetent, they still do have very deadly weapons on them, so they can surprise you. So we want to just run away and get health and energy packs. I don't really know where they spawn on this map that well, so I was just lucky to find one there. Though they do spawn in the same place as always, though. I think improved battery capacity could actually be very good for this sort of thing. Probably better than the combat speed one, anyway, because I don't think it's very useful for this. All it does is let you move faster with your sights aimed down. Just two alive. Don't know where I'm being shot. Okay. I think somebody's maybe glitched into the map. Yeah. See, this happens a lot, particularly when players are involved. Often you get to the very end and there's someone you can't find, or sometimes even when it has nobody left alive, it still doesn't end. I probably should have put the improved jump modification onto my suit rather than the improved combat speed. I do have improved sprint speed on it already because I think it's quite important to be able to run away quickly. And if you've got the improved jump distance on top of that, it can effectively mean you can like be moving at sprint speed for quite a long period. So you can sprint and then when you're at top speed jump in the air and then stay in the air for quite a while if you've got the improved jump capacity, depending on the gravity of the planet of course, but most of them tend to be on the lower side. Because the improved combat speed, it just lets you move a little bit faster while aiming down the sights, and I don't think it's that important. There is I've got the improved shield regeneration on this, which I think is very important. I did consider putting the improved damage resistance, but the damage resistance improvement was fairly minor. But I probably should have put it on rather than, you know, something like combat movement speed anyway. So I'm resorting to just trying to beat this guy up through the wall because it's the only way I think they're going to die. I decided to hit them with a bigger weapon. So you'll see there I fired a rocket into the wall, but because I had my shields up, I didn't take any physical damage. The improved magazine size for the rocket launcher is a game changer as well, as it is with the shotgun. Because 3 rockets, you know, in a volley is a lot better than just 2. So yeah, stowed reloading, an amazing modification. Magazine size, also really important. Faster handling synergizes well with the stowed reloading. For most weapons, stability is a very good add-on as well. Doesn't make a huge difference with the laser weapons though. But anyway, I will try out other builds soon. Good day.